Got a lot warmer today for whatever reason. Some sunny spots here and there, at least no rain, huh? And what I read today, it's kind of interesting where in the US, as you know, there's all that hysteria about mystery drones and all that. And apparently they tried to pass a bill of sorts to allow officials to take care of the drones. But I guess first in relation to that, there was an official response anyways, it seems like, from the current US president. It was kind of weird too, because in the quote, he says something along the lines of, there's nothing nefarious about the drones per se that are up in the air. They're authorized. So is that kind of confirmation that it is, for example, something related with government operations and so forth? Although it was a little weird with the way he's saying his sentences and so forth. You can hear it here first.
This is evidence from all the drones over New Jersey. What's behind all of that?
Nothing nefarious apparently, but they're checking it all out. I think it's just one. There's a lot of drones authorized up there. I think one started and they all got everybody wanted to get in the deal.
So this is an important detail, I thought, because right now anyways, it's mostly people on the outside, I guess you could say, arguing amongst each other whether or not it is a drone or not. Is it, for example, just some regular guy, a recreational person doing this? Is it some kind of government official? This confirms, at least they acknowledge, there are quite a few, I guess, quote, authorized flights like drones or whatever in the sky, correct? So that should kind of narrow it down in terms of what is potentially going on anyways. But again, in terms of what he said though, it actually doesn't really make sense in a lot of cases. For example, saying there's nothing nefarious, a lot of drones are authorized up there, at the same time saying, I think one started and they all got, everybody wanted to get in the deal. What the heck is that supposed to mean, huh? So with that thought, going back to the other story I read where they wanted to fast track a drone bill of sort, here it says, bill responding to drone sightings is blocked in the Senate. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer was blocked Wednesday from quickly advancing a bill that would allow local law enforcement agencies to track aerial drones, ensuring Congress won't act this year on the mysterious drone sightings that have been bewildered residents of New Jersey and across the eastern US. Schumer, a New York Democrat, sought to speed up a bipartisan bill through the Senate by seeking unanimous consent on the floor. But Senator Ron Paul, a Kentucky Republican, objected to his passage, saying, quote, the people in New York and New Jersey have a lot of questions and they're not getting good answers, said Schumer. The utter confusion surrounding these drone sightings shows that the feds can't respond all on their own. Schumer has also called for the U.S. Department of Homeland Security to deploy better drone tracking technology to identify the drones and their operators. The Senate bill would have also enhanced some federal agencies' authority to act on drones, as well as started a pilot program to allow states and local authorities to disrupt, disable, or seize a drone without prior consent of the operator. This bill would ensure that law enforcement has the technology needed to quickly and clearly identify exactly what the reported sightings of drones across the country actually are, said Senator Gary Peters, a Michigan Democrat who sponsored the bipartisan bill. National security officials have said the drones don't appear to be a sign of foreign interference or a public safety threat, but they can't say with certainty who is responsible for the sudden swarms of drones over parts of New Jersey, New York, and other eastern parts of the US. Yeah, so again, when you read these type of articles and news stories, it's so contradicting versus what you just heard previously from the current US president, for example. And at the same time, this relates to the other potential point that people are bringing up, where maybe people are being left in the dark so that they could push these type of bills out because everyone's in a mode of fear, correct? They're not thinking, they're just like, okay, we just want to know what's going on, go ahead, pass it. But that's kind of, I guess you could say, a little risky just based on what happened in history anyways. For example, if they could just take out any drone they want, it doesn't matter, for example. How about if someone's actually using it for a legitimate reason? Let's just say someone's using it to document a situation or something like that, and they just, quote, don't like you capturing it, so could they just, quote, disable your drone in that way? So I wonder about that anyways. You can't say that's never happened, like those type of things anyways, because even based on the previous years, I guess across the world, holy smokes, you see how crazy some people went in terms of police authority and all that? Because thinking about it too, it doesn't make sense why they can't deal with it without additional laws, so to speak. There's already, for example, as they say, an airspace ban of sort in terms of the FAA saying do not fly within these certain areas, like I guess around New Jersey and so forth. So you should theoretically be able to deal with it, or their solution before, remote ID and all that. Whatever happened to that in terms of tracking everybody, correct? I mean, they make it sound like, for example, let's just say if it's a regular person flying a drone where they shouldn't, what, is a police officer just gonna stand there saying, okay, I can't touch this guy, I can't do anything with the current laws? I don't think that's the case, correct? Especially if they are, quote, breaking the law in some way. Or if you knew 100% there was a drone that was being used by, let's just say, a terrorist that has a bomb and so forth. Again, are you implying to me without passing these laws, you're gonna stand there saying, okay, we can't intercept this drone, we can't disable it, even though we know 100% there's a bomb and stuff there? I don't think so again, correct? So it makes you wonder if that is a factor right now in terms of trying to push out new bills and restrictions for things like drones, especially when it comes to just everyday people using them. And in terms of restrictions, actually, what the heck is going on? Apparently, it says in the state of California, they actually issued a state of emergency per se. It says here in the Executive Department, State of California, a proclamation of a state of emergency. So you can see in this document that they sent, it says avian influenza A H5N1, commonly known as bird flu, is widespread in wild birds worldwide, including the United States. And bird flu was first detected in the United States in the wild bird population in South Carolina. And bird flu primarily infects birds but can also infect mammals, including humans. And they talk about how it's spread to dairy and so forth. And then at the end of it, there's a signature from a Gavin Newsom. It says the governor of California. And they signed this away. Like, what the heck is going on towards this end of the year, huh? So much weird things. Are they trying to create chaos for the New Year's or something? Who knows what's gonna happen here, huh? Is that gonna spread here as well? Although it'll be interesting to see how people react to it just based on what happened in the previous years anyways, when it came to emergency measures and all that, like the state of emergency. right, see you guys later.